Sankore Mosque, where such books were read, still stands. And though it no longer houses books, it's still a center for worship.
I'm going to give you a small idea about Sankore Mosque. The architectural style is a Sudanese one. They use mud, okay? This is where we had 25,000 students in the past. The egg of the Atish was illuminated the mosque, and it's guiding people from the desert, far from the city. They have a special lamp. They put it inside, okay, to show to people the city itself. This is Timbuktu, and this is particularly the Sankore Mosque. The megaphone is dating from 1998, this one. Being the fact that this mosque was dating from the 14th century, nowadays people use speakers to let more people hearing about the appeal for the prayer.
Abdul Qaida Mama owns some of the books and manuscripts rescued from the old library and university in Timbuktu. His family has owned a private library of ancient manuscripts dating back to the 13th century, and hundreds of the delicate, leather-bound, illuminated tomes are now housed in rows and rows of dusty iron chests in a storeroom in his house.
From
a young age, I've been really interested in the old manuscripts. I am very proud that I am protecting them and looking for a way to save all these manuscripts. Sometimes people look at me like I'm a foolish guy because I'm interested in these old manuscripts. They'd say to me, "Don't you have anything to do but this?" But probably they don't know the importance of heritage. All the manuscripts are Arabic manuscripts, but we have some manuscripts translated into Songhay, Tamashek, Fulani, Peul. These are dealing with social sciences, Koranic studies, astronomy, algebra, and so on. And I've learned especially from those dealing with traditional medicine.
Professor Ali Ul Sidi is in no doubt as to the greatness of the man who promoted such religious teaching and scholarship. Askia Mohammed.
He has proved that somewhere in Africa it's possible not only to come up with an empire, but also to have their own political system, their own society, but also to create and to rewrite also their own history.
The Songhay Empire lasted till around 1590, when it finally succumbed to invasion at the hands of the Moroccan army, seeking to expand their own empire. But while it lasted, Songhay at its height had won respect for its social cohesion, political and economic stability, and scholarly achievement. As empires in the west of the continent were rising and falling, people in other parts of Africa were going through their own exciting and turbulent cycle.
Wandered to another great scholar, Sheikh Ahmed Baba. Sheikh Ahmed Baba, who was taken prisoner from Timbuktu to Morocco. At the time of his deportation, Sheikh Ahmed Baba had one of the largest libraries in Timbuktu. This is the home of Sheikh Ahmed Baba al-Sudani, one of the most famous scholars of Timbuktu and a name that is being remembered all throughout the world. Ahmed Baba spent years in captivity in the north, but he never forgot his home in Timbuktu, and he never forgot his responsibility to knowledge. Although many of Sheikh Ahmed Baba's books were taken to Morocco, his legacy in Timbuktu lives on through a documentation center set up in 1967 by UNESCO.
Ahmed Baba Soudani a étudié en Afrique exclusivement dans sa ville natale, sans avoir cherché de professeur ailleurs, et quand il a été déporté, avec cette culture qu'il a reçue dans sa ville natale, il était de très loin le meilleur des savants de Marrakech et même de l'Afrique du Nord. Si on restitue la maison des professeurs de Sankore, dont Ahmed Baba Soudani, on ne rend pas service à Tombouctou seulement ou au Mali, mais à toute l'Afrique, voire toute l'humanité, Parce que ces grands savants qui vont sortir de là vont exploiter les milliers et des milliers de manuscrits qui se trouvent à Tombouctou pour le bien de l'humanité tout entière. Par rapport à son temps, personne n'a défendu l'Afrique, personne n'a défendu le noir plus qu'Ahmed Baba. On a tout fait pour qu'il accepte d'être marocain. Il a refusé et il a continué à s'appeler Ahmed Baba Soudani, Ahmed Baba le Noir, Ahmed Baba Tombouctou, Ahmed Baba de Tombouctou. Les gens qui étaient les professeurs avaient des bibliothèques privées. Ils étaient extrêmement documentés. Et la bibliothèque ne renfermait pas seulement des livres de théologie ou bien autres, mais des livres d'astronomie, de philosophie, de mathématiques, de physique, de chimie, toutes les connaissances de l'époque. C'était vraiment le quartier de l'intelligentsia Tombouctou.
Now, when we deal with Islamic scholarship, you deal with the concept of fatwa. And a fatwa is a religious decision that meets special needs in a special environment. So therefore, for instance, when decisions had to be made about currency, how much should we charge for gold, or should we tax, the travelers, they would go to Timbuktu and ask the scholars, give us a fatwa. When they wanted to decide between borderlines of empires, they would ask for a fatwa in Timbuktu. The scholars in Timbuktu were also known as peacemakers. Whenever there was a difficulty in different parts of the world, of the West African world, they would go to the area and they would make peace. Timbuktu became a pinnacle of knowledge and a sort of grand court, a supreme justice, where the ultimate decisions could be made for the kings, and where at the same time a common person could find a scholar and have a religious decision made. Islam, by its very nature, encourages people to read. The first revelation given to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was Iqra. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Read in the name of your Lord who has created. Special in the sense that Timbuktu flies in the face of myths of racism. It destroys the myth that black people, that African people are ignorant people. It destroys the myth that literacy and science and progress was from the north and it came south. So it flies in the face of the north-south racist type of concept, because this is now knowledge in the south and it is going north as well. Also, Timbuktu, at its height, and you're talking about from the 12th century and then reaching by the 16th century its height, it has a university like Sankore University with over 25,000 students. Now this is long before Sorbonne and before Oxford University, University of London. So at that time, black African people were a pinnacle of knowledge. They were not only studying Islamic subjects in the sense of Quran and Hadith, but they were also studying math, science, medicine, geography, optics. It is said by Asadi in his Tarikh al-Sudan that one of his relatives needed to have an eye operation, and he went to Jenne, the city of Jenne, and this was actually successful. So they were performing cataract eye operations. And so they reached such a high level of science and astronomy. And so this astronomical knowledge, this mathematical knowledge was, on a very high level here in Timbuktu. But one of the areas that is not spoken of so much is the knowledge of spirituality, that knowledge of ihsan. How do you purify your soul?